child as Roger Rabbit, standing on top of the World Trade Centers, looking at the antenna to the last building controller controlled demolition wirelessly. Nobody mentioned as part of anything at all, but all the controlled demolition details so smart was mentioned. And they took me to a private Christian school in DHS Desert Hot Springs. I've already had this dream. I watched them wobble and fall in my dream, just like they did. When I went to the Christian school in Desert Hot Springs, DHS, the pastor walked me to my car as a child and said, when you get high school, 2 buildings are going to fall and mountains are going to blow. As soon as I sat in the high school seat, 2 buildings did fall. I thought back on the moment of him saying that instantly and said, you're not a sidekick like you want me to look at you. Like you knew the buildings were built to fall. I had a dream, standing on these buildings, looking at that antenna, the last building to fall, before I went there and heard this from you. They showed a picture of Osama bin Laden to all the school kids while they were in school, hunt down and kill this man live on TV. Live. It's not pilot error because here's all the investigation and hijacker photos as soon as the plane hit the building. But all they know is we got a call and we seen smoke. We never seen the first plane. At the end of school period was when the buildings actually fall. Everyone, all the kids got to see it. They got to see the second plane actually hit when they got to school. They showed a wreckage of the third plane with no wreckage to the whole row. And then the Pentagon got hit afterwards with them not denying it was a plane or not with no wreckage. And I've lived through this and I've watched it. That they said the guy that bought the buildings had the bomb sniffing dogs removed. That's when they wired it up. Not mentioning that the thing most likely was built to fall when they built it. It sat there the whole time. With one guy knowing about a remote demolition control solely pretty much. They could sit in front of everybody like good Santa and point at George Bush as bad Santa, sitting in a chair pointing at TV like George Bush. And I lived through it, I watched it, and because of the dream that I had, everything that I was experiencing, I was seeing the truth of what was really going on. And when I found that kids are committing suicide reports, believing the government knew about it, and this guy inside the plane that hit the building, in plain sight guy that causes all that, the conspiracy builder, he's not looked at as responsible for any of this at all. And anyway, and I just want to make this video. I don't want to give all the details about bends the girders or one antenna like the last building that fell. I don't want to go through it all completely, but it's true.